Hey, how's it going out there, boppers? Welcome to the show. If you'd like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. Got a great one lined up for you today. The scientific method. Might as well. Seems that some boppers are having some misunderstandings about the scientific method. Seems to be a pandemic. But before we get there, let's roll on into, last time I checked, that was on my onesie. Let's go in. Oh, we got some more people on the panel now. How's it going out there, boppers?
Just bopping. What's up, man?
What's up, man? We got the beautiful Betty Van Velsen. How's it going there, Betty?
Yeah, a little sleepy.
You're a little sleepy.
What's up, man?
I'm sorry I was late.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You still made it. That's all that counts.
Yeah, and I still didn't eat, so I might be in and out a little bit because I need to dinner ready.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, well, we might as well go there since you brought it up. What's for dinner?
Oh, good gracious. How do you call that in English? Well, at least it's a meatball.
Meatball.
That's for sure. Yeah. And I think it's endive, you call it, right? Endive? With
Endive?
potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So together it's not Hagen, Slogan, Dogen, Slogoglotzen?
Like hagelslag? No. Not this time.
It sounds delicious.
Yeah, well, it's my favorite. Endive, or how did you call it?
Endive?
Endive.
Yep.
Yeah, with potatoes.
Sounds quaffable.
It sounds quaffable, he said.
Quaffable. Yeah, it's really nice. Some gravy, of course, otherwise you can't stomach it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, make sure you let us know when you're going for the endive, when you're taking the dive in the endive, so I'm not calling on you and there's no one there.
I think I will do this covertly.
Ah, you'll wait until I start the presentation, won't you?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I think it's better because I don't want to hear my noises chewing and stuff.
Yes, would appreciate that.
Although it might sound nice. I don't know.
What was up with the premiere? It had those hideous 3 dots and it repatriated my thumbnail to some other dimension. What's up with that?
What?
My thumbnail on the premiere. I premiere, about hour 15 minutes beforehand and loaded up the thumbnail, put it up there, and it didn't load the thumbnail, the one that's on there right now. Hopefully everyone sees that one. Let me check and make sure it's on there.
I can see it.
You can see it, right? Yeah, everything's going well. Stream's going good, but they had this hideous 3 dots beforehand. I was like, ugh.
like with a television on it, with gray television.
Yeah.
Like the video wouldn't take. Like there was nothing.
Yeah, like there was nothing there yet. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of the beginning. Maybe it didn't load. I don't know.
Yeah, I loaded it up. I checked and rechecked, and it was acting a fool. And I went back and I said, well, it didn't act a fool. It was loaded up. It said, there wasn't any issue. I said, uh-oh, I might have forgot to. What?
My whole thumbnail was sort of not there, right?
Yeah, it wasn't there at all.
I made it all Christmassy and inviting, and there was nothing there, huh?
Yeah, but it's there now. I mean, it's up there. Yeah, I went back. I thought I had screwed up. Maybe I didn't do the tiny PNG, but I went back and checked. I said, no, I always tiny PNG these things, man. So this got to be good. Yeah. So whatever happened, man, it was hideous too. I didn't even want to. I kind of closed one eye and was monitoring and talking in the chat. It's hideous, man.
Yeah, well, it's usually a sign that your video is taken down or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it gives something to that effect. Yeah, but
well, maybe they do this beforehand. I know, and maybe they know something's up.
Yeah, And then I said, well, no one's showing up either. Because before I left, no one was in there. I didn't, Aramistan, I'm not saying that you're not anyone. I'm just saying none of the, regulars of the Ballbusters are in there. I said, damn, all buy me onesie today. I said, this just ain't starting out right.
And now you see a whole panel full of people now.
Now we got a ton of people. They just come rushing on in here. It's like, you people understand the concept of being punctual.
Well, don't do that. Then at least people show up.
Yeah. I'm just being
And there
me.
is something said they were
Well,
punctual because they were here.
Worst comes to worst, I could always claim time dilation, and there you go.
You could do that. It wouldn't be
Yeah.
beneficial though. All right, what's up?
But you just don't understand.
Yeah, I figured that. Is there anyone saying anything in chat?
Is time real, Chocolate?
Hey, there's no one saying anything in my chat here. I know Nathan says that the cardinal sin to talk about administration, but I'm not getting a chat stream in my studio. Something's up with studio today.
All right, but yeah, you got a super chat already for someone like Alexander. He gives a thumbs up.
Oh, thanks, Alexander. Hey, Betty, you might want to keep an eye out for them because it doesn't look like the chat's going too well for me.
Yeah, and that might be difficult with me and my dinner, huh? I'll try.
Okay, yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but yeah, it looks like the YouTube studio is having some issues. Okay, we can move on from that. That's all right. I mean, it's out of our control anyway. So what's going on out there, boppers? Did you put the word out?
Where's Adam? I thought that he was going to.
He'll bop his way in here, man. He's probably chugling somewhere.
What's that?
You got to keep on chugling.
But I don't get that. What?
Yeah,
what
you know what? I have yet to debrief you, so just wait till after the show. Don't ask. I'll tell you after the show. Or you could do some Googling on the chugling.
It's a weird word.
It is not a weird word.
I think that you guys made that up.
I did not make it up.
I mean, it's just as weird as shagging, blogging, schlagging, blogging.
Hagen, schlagen, schlagen, schogelglotzen.
Yeah, that.
That's what they eat.
Oh, well, that's made up.
That's what they eat up in Dutchland.
No, it's called hagelslag.
What's the dang difference?
Well, a couple of more sentences.
Sentences, no words.
It's sort of strange how you pronounce that.
Yeah. All right, so we have.
You know, us Americans and words and stuff.
You guys, you have words that sound similar and you write them differently. So what's up with that?
No, they're written the same, but they have different meaning, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, also, so you got a very difficult language.
What's that called? Is that homophone or something like? I can't remember friggin' English.
Homonym?
Homonyms.
Ad homonyms?
It could be. Just
Not
wait.
ad hom. Just homonym.
We could throw a few of them around here a little bit. Yeah, ad homonyms. Yeah, homophone. Where did I get that from?
Because you'd made up words.
Yeah.
You have your
Sorry,
own
I got your back, John.
dictionary.
Yeah, you did have my back. Thank you, Chocolate. And let me see. Where did I come up with that nonsense? Let me look that up. Even a word? Yeah, it is. Hey! Homophone. Each of two or more words having the same pronunciation but different meanings. I was right.
Wow.
Hold
Is that?
on a second. I didn't finish the definition. each of two or more words having the same pronunciation but different meanings, origins, or spelling. So, shit.
Wow.
I know you're proud of me, Natalie. My sister was an English major back in the day in at university. I told you she used to be correcting us, driving us nuts. It would get
So this
lessons
was
from her.
a
I was like, God.
subconscious word that you made up.
Yeah, I didn't make it up. I knew there was something out there. I knew I didn't dream that.
Yeah. But you must have done that subconsciously. She drove it into you in the sense of, that's such a word, and then you just and then now you bring those words up.
Yeah. Let's see this. Yeah, my chat's still down. So what I'm gonna do is, see, it's become a weekly, how would we want to put this, tradition that we play a song that Sonny has played for us. And Sonny, remember Sonny, is he in here?
Yeah, but he's on mute.
He on mute?
No, he isn't.
Hear ye.
I'll give you hear ye. I didn't want him to talk, Betty. Put him back on mute.
Why?
No, I'm only kidding, man. But because I'll tell you why you put him back on mute. Because his mic echoes.
Oh.
Darn Sonny. But anyway, see, this is a weekly tradition now that and Sonny, he's got chops, right? Music chops. I'm not kidding. If you let him hear a song, he can then play it just from hearing it. It's amazing. I can't fathom that kind of talent, but he's got some real chops. So what we're going to do weekly, I want to know the name of the song and the group, right? Has to be both, not just the name of the song, but the group. So we're going to play that for everyone right now. How many we got out there? Let me see if it at least gives me the number. 60. Oh, yeah, it's going up. Tell your friends, get them in here, man, because they have to guess it now. There's no prize or anything, right? You have to guess the name of the song and the group. And the prize is we'll do it next week.
Jeez, that's lame.
That's pretty lame. All right,
Yeah.
so we're going to do it right now.
They get a shout out. How about that?
Get a shout out? What do you mean get a shout out?
Yeah, well, if someone gets it right, you have to give them a shout out.
Oh, yeah, we'll at least do that. But like I said, I'm not going to be able to see it this time, so.
Oh, yeah, well, how would you know that someone guessed it right then?
Well, you're going to tell me.
Well, you have a phone too, you know.
Well, but it's off because the darn thing, it rings every time I'm talking, and then not Siri, but it's the facsimile of that not every time I say something, but sometimes when I say something, not even a question, it'll start answering it.
The course of your military background.
Yeah, right. So I turn that monkey off.
And it immediately presents itself.
Yeah, I'm trying to run a show. I got my stupid phone above my head. I got a roll top desk. It starts answering a question I never asked it.
Well, how many times did that happen?
3.
Oh, come on.
I'm telling you, 3 times. I'm sick of it. I just turn it off.
Yeah, well, you can also turn off the sound, you know. Don't have to turn up the whole phone.
Yeah, you know what? That's true.
Yeah.
We'll keep it off. So here we go.
Yeah, you already did that thing for the get-go, I think.
So here we go. Name the song. Hopefully I won't get copyrighted. Because it's so good. His rendition of it's really good. So name the song in the group. You ready? Here we go. you go. Give me some feedback. Anyone guessing that? I can't see it. Go ahead.
Me still running.
Say again.
Sister Golden Hair Surprise.
Wrong.
Can I mute some other people?
No, not in here. I want people out in the chat. This is for the chat, not the panel.
Oh, the people on the panel are maybe on the chat.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, let me see. I won't be getting my dinner soon, I guess.
Where'd it go? Yeah, I'm not getting anything. So, anyone guess we need the name of the song and the band.
Yeah, that's something extra that you just conjured. Huh?
It's not something extra. I didn't just conjure it. I said it before. What do you mean I just conjured it?
Yeah, last time that you did this, we only had to call on the band.
It's not that out of the realm of possibility for somebody to play a song and then ask for the name of the song and the band.
Yeah.
All right, you got nothing out there in chat?
Not that I can see.
So, no one knows the name of the song and the band.
No, I don't think so. They don't even talk about it.
They're not even playing along. What's up with that? What you just come?
Yeah. Just background noise, yeah.
Did they just come here to see the presentation? Is that all they did?
Ramastan just got it.
No, he did not, Sonny. He
No,
did not.
Oh, he didn't. Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, he did not. All right, you want me to tell you?
No. Just give him because there must be a little bit of a delay or something.
It's a delay for you. It shouldn't be a delay for them.
Someone says, "Oh yeah, the Golden Sister Hair America."
What? Say that one more time.
Yeah.
Sister Golden Hair by America.
That is correct. Who said that?
Armistan. He's up above here.
Sonny, you're gonna have to go on mute, man. Your mic's echoing bad. Armistan, you said Sister Golden Hair Surprise, right? That was incorrect. The name of the song is Sister.
Hair by America.
That is correct. Who said that? Hold on a second. Relax.
He's doing it with the watch pages on.
Yeah, your watch page is open. Now, you said, let me start over. You said Sister Golden Hair Surprise. That is incorrect because the name of the song is Sister Golden Hair. No surprise. And the name of the band is America. America. I did, though. You got to be hyper specific with me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but where he wrote it in the chat, he didn't write surprise. He just got Sister Golden Hair by America.
Oh, he did. I can't see the chat. Thanks, Chocolate. Appreciate that. Anyone else get it?
Yeah, there was someone else, but Michael Snodgrass the second.
Michael Snodgrass the second got it.
Yeah, well, he said that I cleaned it up. I don't know.
Shout out to El Boricua. He says it's a boomer song.
It's a boomer. It's a boomer. What is it? It's a boomer song. What does that mean exactly?
I don't know.
I don't know. All right, now. Stay tuned next week. I don't know if we're gonna do it on BALLBUSTERS. I'm still evaluating that. But every live show, hopefully, if Sonny stays on schedule, we'll go ahead and do that, and maybe it'll get a little bit more of a following. Now, go ahead.
I got some super chats to shout out.
Go ahead.
We got one from Alberica, and he says, "Keep up the good work, Kiwi." We got one from Elijah Freeman, and he says, anomalous in the house, set them right, and then he sort of $2 for misspelling anomalous. Wow.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you, sirs.
And we have one from Rob Kin and says, "Can I say something?"
Yeah, good.
But he's not in here.
Yeah. Oh, before I forget, this Saturday, let me put this out right now. We've got a special. It's a mule kick special on BALLBUSTERS, right? So
Wow.
make sure you tune in. It's titled Shamalama Gamma Panda Ding Dong Get Shellacked. So here it is. That's what it's called. So Gem Panda, make sure you tune into this. I'll tell you what, folks. This is going to be a world premiere of, I don't know what to call it. Maybe you guys can come up with a name after it's over. I'll be entertaining names for this, but you can't miss this one. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, you put up the thumbnail already.
So there it is. It is. Shamalama Gamma Panda Ding Dong. Shocked. So make sure you stay tuned in Saturday, 1 p.m. U.S. Central, 7 p.m. UK. There it is. All right. Any other admin?
Not yet, no.
Anyone wants to get off their chest before we begin?
Well, it's a great thumbnail you got there.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Very Christmassy, isn't it?
It is Christmassy, isn't it?
Yeah. I like
Well,
it.
it's the time of the season. All right,
It's
let's.
the most wonderful time in the world.
Uh-huh. See, she can sing. And I'll tell you what, you still owe us a track. You were
Oh, no.
You were supposed to throw down a track a long time ago, and she hasn't thrown down a track. Chocolate. She hasn't thrown down a track, man.
What's going on, Betty?
I'm bragging. Oh, I got a guy named Neil that said that he didn't like the song anymore after I sang it. So I don't want to do more of these because I might hate music in a time.
Who said that?
I think it was Neil. That said
Neil?
it.
Our Neil?
Yeah. But
What?
I don't know for sure. Let me not indict him, but
All right.
there was some guy that said that it was usually on the panel, and he said when I sang the song "Crazy," and he said, "Well, I used to love that song, but now I don't anymore." So I thought, well, nah. And that's
Okay,
not
now
my.
wait a second. That's incomplete information. Is he saying that he's not loving the song anymore because you sang it, or that he just fell out of love
Oh,
with the song over time?
it was immediately after I sang it. So, what do you think? 1 and 1 is 2.
Did he hear you sing it?
Yeah, on the show.
On what show?
This show.
This show?
This show.
Today?
Now that's a day.
He
Come on,
did
a
not
day.
listen to that.
It's not crazy.
No,
Remember?
he didn't. No, he
That's
didn't. He
fine.
didn't listen. No, not the whole thing.
Yeah, I sang one sentence and then he said, "Well, stop," because I used to
All
love that song.
right,
and
all
now I don't.
right.
So,
All right.
yeah,
Let's see what we got here. All right, we ready to roll?
I still don't want to hold you from your audience for me singing them all away.
All right, because everyone's showing up here because they want to listen to the presentation. Is my
Oh.
guess.
And I want to get to my dinner, so go right ahead.
Let's go over. All right, we're ready to roll. Let me take this off 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. All right, remember, guys, mic discipline. Now, scientific method. I clipped some parts out of this. I glued some other parts into this. I'm not going down every single path of the scientific method. It gets quite involved, right? I'm just going to brush on the surface and maybe take a little Formica deep down underneath the surface. Even though there's many aspects to the topic, they're not difficult. They're not difficult at all. And I always start out the science presentations with this. Anyone that's seen any of these presentations through the years knows that I always start out with this. Now, there's a method to my madness, right? So pay attention while I go through this. This is very easy to understand, and it should jump off the page at you. Because at first blush, that's all I'm doing here. This is just a first blush killing right off the top. So what we got is the alleged natural sciences: paleontology, anthropology, archaeology, geology, evolutionary biology, theoretical physics. Oh, evolutionary biology, whatever that is. And yes, I'm still laughing. Theoretical physics, non-experimental, astrophysics, astronomy, and cosmology. These are not frigging natural sciences at all. Just at first blush. Basket weaving is more scientific than these clowns combined. Why? Well, very easy. The first 6 pretenders can't get to the scientific method. These top guys, they can't even get to the scientific method. Then that's science. See, the scientific method is natural. I should have put natural science in here, because that's what it is. It's nothing more than its method. But they can't get there. They can't observe a natural phenomena without a time machine. So that's real easy. Like I said, this is just at first blush. So you know they're pretender clowns. Now, the final 3 masqueraders up here, let me see if I can get them on there. The astrophysics, astronomy, and cosmology can't formulate scientific hypotheses because they lack viable independent variables. So, being that the hypothesis is the queen of the scientific method, they can't form one, and you have to have a hypothesis to do experiments. Then if you don't have any experiments, then you're not a natural science. It's just that simple. Like I said, they can't isolate, test, and validate their dependent variables or their predictions. Step 3 is the scientific hypothesis. It's a hard stop. They're finished. These guys are finished. There isn't an argument against this. It's that easy. Now, the true sciences: quantum mechanics, that's physics, genetics, parts of chemistry, all of biochemistry, and parts of biology. They are the true sciences. Now, there's a caveat. Each claim from any of these disciplines must be accompanied by experiment, preferably repeated, validating each claim. So they just don't get a free pass, because we may have some roosters in the hen houses here in these disciplines that may come out and sort of have some diarrhea of the mouth and start putting forth their philosophies with science behind them. We don't want that's what we got from these guys up here. We don't need that. Does everyone understand? It's rhetorical. Does everyone understand this? Just because I'm calling these the actual true sciences, they don't get a free pass just by name. No. If you have a claim, you must have validated it by experiment. If no experiment, that equals codswallop horsepucky, even from these guys. So, and this is another important point. And I felt this happening. I knew this was going to happen. I guess it's just the nature of the beast. Because if you find people untrustworthy or disciplines untrustworthy, it sort of has collateral damage. So, this is mainly to flat earthers out there. I've said this for the past 4 years. Do not, see this part right here? See this one right here? This is very important. Do not fallaciously indict the actual sciences without substance as pseudosciences. Because if you do, I'm going to put your 4th point of contact in a sling. I'm going to do it very quickly and sharply, and you're not going to like me anymore. Don't do that. We got a lot of flat earthers doing that. Why? Maybe it is justified because they know that these guys that are portrayed as science in name only have lied to them. So I can understand the issue. What the problem here is you are taking these guys and putting in the same group as these guys, which is a false equivalence fallacy. So don't be doing that. Okay? You need to separate them out. Specificity is very important here. Hopefully everyone understands this last one. Let me drop anchor here for a second and say it again. Do not fallaciously indict the actual sciences as pseudosciences. If you do, I'm going to put your fourth point of contact in a sling. Don't get upset at me. And that I'm not just going to do it. I'm going to show you and demonstrate why, who, what, when, where, how, and why. Let's define this monkey. Science comes from scientia, which then comes from science or scio. Basically, it means to know or knowledge, right? I think everyone's got a pretty good clue on that. Now, that's not what we're talking about in this genre. We're talking about natural science, the operator here. This is the genre we're talking about. So don't try to clumsily equivocate fallacy and say science just means to know her. No, we're talking about natural science. So from Cambridge, let's see what it means. From Cambridge Dictionary, natural science, subjects such as biology, physics, and chemistry, in which things that can be seen in nature are studied. Uh-oh. Boy, they did my work for me, didn't they? Do you hear any of these disciplines up here in that definition? You don't. That should strike you as surprising, shouldn't it? Where'd you go? Didn't that strike people as surprising? Why are those others that are called sciences not in here? That should be a red flag. From Oxford Dictionaries, natural science, the intellectual and practical activity encompassing the systematic study of the structure and behavior of the physical and natural world through observation and experiment. Right? So that gets down and dirty for you. That's all it is. It's very simple. Right? That's it. And I've peppered this statement throughout because it's crucially important. From the University of Rochester Physics Labs, the scientific method distinguishes science from other forms of explanation because of its requirement of systematic experimentation. What they're trying to tell you here is, if you don't have this, then you don't have this guy. See this guy right here? Without this, you don't have that. Very simple. From Michael Crichton, testimony before the U.S. Senate Committee in 2005, science is nothing more than a method of inquiry. How many times have I said that throughout the years? That's all it is. Science, that is natural science, he should have said natural science, I know what he meant, is nothing more than a method of inquiry. What method might that be? That's rhetorical, by the way. Let's go back to Michael Crichton, transcript from Caltech lecture. There is no such thing as consensus science. If it's consensus, it isn't science. If it's science, it isn't consensus, period. Why is he saying that? Huh? Why is he saying that? Well, because he knows, as well as maybe 2 or 3 other people, it's what it seems like, knows that there's pretender clowns out there that want to use the word science or the term science for their purposes, for their philosophical purposes, right? In name only. So it's not consensus. That's not empirical. And by the way, empirical doesn't mean just observational. Empirical means observable, testable, repeatable, and falsifiable. It has to have all 4. Empirical just doesn't mean observable. That'd be they're 2 different words. We'll get to that here come Saturday a little bit. Let's see what scientific evidence is from the Law Dictionary. Scientific evidence. The testing of a hypothesis or theory that is objective and in a controlled environment. You guys see any equations, models, gummy bears, or pictures in here? Why are we straddled down, weighed down with equations, models, and pictures when talking about science when it doesn't have anything to do with it? That'll put hair on your chest. Pretty good question, isn't it? Yeah. So here's the scientific method. This is very simple. I seen this in 5th grade general science. They put this on the board. Hasn't changed. Now, I highlighted the 3 indispensable steps. The other steps, I'm not saying they're not important. They're more of a logistical admin in nature. Okay? You must have, to be science, these 3. Step 1, observe a natural phenomena. Why do you need that? Well, you get your dependent variable from that. The dependent variable is part of the hypothesis. You absolutely need it. Step 3, construct formal hypothesis. That is a supposition. That's when you add your potential or supposed cause. And then test an experiment. You got to have these 3. If you don't have these 3, if one of these are missing, it's not science. Period. From Anne-Marie Helmutstein, PhD, Biomedical Sciences, the scientific method. Notice there's not an S on the end. Right? This is singular, not plural. Scientific method. 1. The definite article. The number of steps varies from one description to another, mainly when data and analysis are separated into a separate step. But this is a fairly standard list of 6 scientific method steps, which you are expected to know for any science class, right? At university, I wasn't taught the scientific method. I was expected to already know it. We already knew it. Everyone knew it. So it wasn't going over. We did it almost every day. You are expected to know it. In summary, the king of the scientific method is experiment. It's birthed from the queen, hypothesis, which is birthed from the first step of the scientific method, observe a natural phenomena. As I said above, the critical, indispensable steps are 1, observe a natural phenomena, 2, formulation of a hypothesis, and 3, experiment. You cannot have science without those 3. Ain't gonna work. Not natural science. 66% of the experiment is hypothesis. 50% of the hypothesis is natural phenomena observed. That's it. Pretty simple. Remember I said I peppered this throughout. Remember, the scientific method distinguishes science from other forms of explanation because of its requirement of systematic experimentation. That is, if you don't have that, then you don't have that. Very simple. We're not going to go through what an experiment is today. You can go back on my science education playlist and check out the in-depth education on everything involving experiments, hypotheses, independent, dependent variables. Plenty of information out there. Here, this is very important, right? All right. So, say to yourself, is what I'm looking at, is what I'm being presented with, or is what I'm doing, is it natural science? Is there a systematic way to go about this? Yes. I gave you a simple 2-step algo right here. Let's go through it. Step number 1. Is the inquiry concerning nature, A, or B, a man-made object? That's your first question. If it's B, then it isn't a valid scientific inquiry. If it's A, continue to step 2 of the algo. Step 2. Is the inquiry or the effect A, cause and effect question, or B, a what is question? If it's B, then it isn't a valid scientific inquiry. If it's A, then proceed to the first step of the scientific method. Now, you have a couple more hurdles after you get there in the formulation of the hypothesis, but this gets you in. I'm going to drop anchor right here. Questions or comments up to this point?
Not from me. I'm waiting for my dinner to get ready.
I thought I'd catch you. I was going to stop earlier and say, hey, Betty, what do you think about this?
Yeah. So I missed a whole lot of it.
Yeah,
so.
I forgot to do it. That's on. That won't happen again. So, does everyone understand this part? Any questions or comments concerning what I just went over, including this part?
Let me see if there's some.
On the panel, too.
Well, then you have to unmute them.
Me? I'm kind of busy right now.
You are, huh? With what? Huh,
The presentation,
You've done presenting.
the Hagen, Slocken, Slogan, the Slogelglatzen. I'm involved in that. See,
Yeah. Well, you even do that wrong, so.
thanks.
I got Brian's logic. Maybe he has something to say.
Real quickly, we're not gonna spend all day here. Just anything that jumps out at you, maybe a question or a comment, quickly.
No, I've nothing I'm going to add to it at the moment. Maybe later on.
Okay.
Thanks, QE. Thanks,
Yep.
Ben.
Yep.
Maybe Elijah.
Sorry, nope. So far, so good. Listening in.
Okay.
Okay. We got Flat Arthur.
That's a cool name, Flat Arthur. That's yeah, cool. Nope.
Don't think that he can talk at the moment. And we got Jin CBR.
Yeah, thanks for the invite there, but I haven't got any questions at the moment. It was very interesting. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Got Little G.
Uh-oh.
No.
No?
You're not Little G?
He's Big G. Okay, well, he has at least he did say that he didn't have it bad. But we have Rob Kin here. He might have something to say.
About time you unmuted him.
Yeah.
It's about time. I've been trying to say shit for 20 minutes now.
You weren't even in here.
All right, I got nothing.
Cool.
You got nothing. People got nothing. What the hell is that?
No, that's okay. That means that.
Well, you want to, if you, no, I just wanted to carry on with the conversation. Let QE continue on. But to be honest, like, if it's 2020 and you don't know what the scientific method is, and you don't know what pseudoscience is, you need to actually pay attention. I already know all this stuff, so I'm just here to support you guys.
Sweet, thanks.
See, you got something, right?
Well, I think it's a bit unfair because if people haven't been exposed to it or been exposed to the wrong information, because not everyone has a science background, and there's nothing wrong with that. But in this genre, if you don't know it, you shouldn't be here. How about that?
Okay. Got the next one, Salafi? Or Salafi?
No, just bread and butter at the moment. Good revision session, so just keep it coming. Thank you.
Sure. Yep. Thanks.
All right. We got Sasha.
Sasha.
He might not be at the mic right now.
Okay.
We got Arvin just joined. Hey, Arvin.
Yep. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Sorry, I completely forgot you were live. I was watching Owen Benjamin, and it was really amusing. But yeah, scientific method. Yeah, very happy that you do these kind of presentations, that you have been doing these kind of presentations. It's something that just needs to be repeated over and over and over again because in general, in the Western world, there's just grown this culture of you can make up whatever and call it science. And that's really difficult to get out of people again. So just repeating the same thing over and over again is actually a good thing in this case. It's required. Also, yeah, I really appreciate the scientific method. I still think it's very difficult. It's not something I just like roll out of my sleeve like, oh yeah, I got a scientific setup. I'll just name all the variables and perfectly consistent. It's a difficult thing. I still need help when I try to formulate something. But I do understand it now pretty well, and I can recognize when somebody's going off track with it and how. And most of that is, yeah, also thanks to the Flat Earth debate and your work.
Well, you're welcome. Yep. That's important to recognize when somebody's trying to pull the wool over your eyes, right?
Yep. Yes.
Yep.
And how.
Yep.
And sometimes it's not even nefarious. It's just a mistake and they don't understand it.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. All right. We ready to roll, Betty?
Yeah, I got some super chats to shout out.
Oh, go ahead.
We got one from Elijah Freeman, and he says, "Wow, little G." And we got one from Unitox Facebook, which is Sasha, and
Yeah.
he says, "I'm adding here for cause and effect."
Cause and effect.
That's deep, huh?
That is a deep one right there.
Nice.
All right, ready to roll? Thanks, gentlemen. Aha. So, just because something doesn't go through the scientific method or isn't available for scientific inquiry doesn't make it ipso facto not true or that it doesn't exist. I've said this for the past 4.5 years. Seems like it ain't getting through. Let me say that one more time. Just because something doesn't go through the scientific method or isn't available for scientific inquiry doesn't make it ipso facto not true or that it doesn't exist. For example, every single what is question does not enter the scientific method. That doesn't mean that it's not true or that it doesn't exist. Let me give you an example. This is a banana. Now, this cannot enter the scientific method. It depends on the question. What is this? That question cannot enter the scientific method. Does that, by that mere fact, does this make the banana non-existent or not true? No, it does not. It's a banana. Okay? All man-made constructs and derivatives cannot enter the scientific method because if it's an effect caused by man, then guess what your independent variable will be every single time? Man. There are many techniques used to get at truth. I have spoken about this at length on numerous equations. It has to be over 100. It depends on your epistemological preferences, right? My personal ones, I wrote down here. Scripture, logic combined with sound scientific principles, and demonstration. They are mine. Now, the scientific method is also in there, but only for naturally occurring cause and effect relationships. Not what is questions. Can't use it. Everyone understand this? Right. I surely hope so by now. All right, one of my favorite topics. I decided to add this because I just enjoy going through it. Even with actual scientists, it makes them bow their back. And they all of a sudden get quiet when I start talking about this. And I can see and feel the hamster wheels are running. Right? So let me go through this. And maybe this will elucidate other aspects of the scientific method or just general knowledge. So from Kennesaw State, a law describes what nature does as opposed to a theory that explains how nature works. You see the difference here. One's not better than the other. Two different categories. You have descriptions. See that? Versus explanations. Very big difference. Explanations talk about the how and the why, and descriptions only deal with what's and is's. See how that works? So, are they talking about lawnmower theories and toaster oven laws? What about pendulum theories or pendulum laws? Or bowling ball theories, or is it bowling ball laws? When you look in Google Scholar or NCBI database, do you get overwhelmed by all these theories and laws? No? I wonder why not. Maybe because all these are man-made? I'm just spitballing. If you thought that, then you'd fail 5th grade general science. Right? It's just that easy. Furthermore, the entire goal of the scientific method is to elucidate or reveal natural cause and effect relationships. Well, aren't man-made objects caused by man? Then pray tell, why would we need to scientifically investigate them then? Get it? Let's get specific. Scientific theories, like I said above, explain the how and why, the mechanism and the process, and identifies the cause. Scientific theories are the result of validated, confirmed scientific hypotheses that have been rigorously tested. To be a scientific theory, it would had to have gone through the scientific method. Scientific theory is the end result of going through the scientific method, if it's validated, as opposed to natural laws. Because remember, I said they describe. And what's that? The what and the is. The cause is not applicable here. It's malformed. It's non sequitur. They are based solely on observations, often expressed mathematically. For example, the second law of thermodynamics. With natural laws, the cause, the how, and the why, the mechanisms, like I said, are both nonsensical and invalid inquiries. It's just an is and an are, like the banana. How or why does heat flow? Let's use the second law. How or why does heat flow from hot to cold always? That is, I'm looking for the cause of entropy here. Huh? What is it? Well, we don't know, and we'll never know. All we know every single time, it just does and is. Ergo, natural law. That's why they're called the laws of thermodynamics and not the theories of thermodynamics. Get it? Hopefully so. Now, does it make, just because the law didn't go through the scientific method, does it make it ipso facto false or not true? No, we're in two different categories. I'm going to point out the confusion here in a few seconds. Natural laws, this is another important one. Natural laws never become scientific theories or vice versa. Each are domain specific inherently. Remember the domains? Descriptions versus explanations. What should be your next objection or challenge or inquiry? Right? What makes the laws of physics scientific? That's the next question, because you've been told all your life and will continue to be told this because they ain't giving this up. Right? That the laws of physics or the laws of science, right? Natural laws, the laws of physics, which what they call them, are not scientific. They are merely descriptions, often expressed mathematically, like I said of the second law and all the laws of thermodynamics, of plain old observations of nature. However, the scientific method is employed to elucidate and explain cause and effect, the hows and whys, not describe the whats and ises. That's not what its mission is. You're in a category error. Natural laws only breach the first step of the scientific method. Yeah, you can observe a phenomenon, sure, not a problem. But you can never formulate a viable scientific hypothesis because the viable cause, the independent variable, doesn't exist. It is forever illusory. I don't want to say forever. For as long as you live, it's illusory. Right? You'll probably know the cause after the end of your life. In fact, I know you'll know it. Let's take a look at this. This is from MIT physics professor Max Tegmark. Listen closely to what he says in these two citations from the same reference. We humans have gradually discovered many additional recurring shapes and patterns in nature, involving not only motion and gravity, but also areas as disparate as electricity, magnetism, light, heat, chemistry, radioactivity, and subatomic particles. These patterns are summarized by what we call our laws of physics. Huh. So the laws of physics are patterns in shapes? Really? Interesting. Next citation. When we look at reality through the equations of physics, we find that they describe patterns and regularities. I'd like to go back to this first statement. What? Max. We got some issues here, brother. When we look at reality through the equations of physics. Mathematics is not science. I don't know how other way to say it. So, in equations, mathematics is not reality. It's conjured. It's a man-made construct. So, therefore, the laws of physics are mathematical. According to Max, the laws of physics are mathematical descriptions of mere observations of laws of nature. Number one, but wait a second. My son is a video game master champion. He can readily recognize and describe the recurring patterns and regularities present in the game, all the while being absolutely clueless about the underlying architecture or software of the game. But he intuitively knows that the patterns and irregularities in the game are not the cause of the game. And is my 10-year-old a scientist? He's not 10 years old anymore. I wrote this a few years ago. Is my 10-year-old a scientist? He must be, because he's recognizing patterns and regularities and shapes. Joke. 2, how can the laws of physics, merely descriptions of patterns and regularities in nature via equations, have anything whatsoever to do with the scientific method, that is science, when the scientific method is solely based on hypothesis testing, which is only employed to explain cause and effect relationships, the hows and the whys? Somebody answer me that? You can't, because it doesn't make any sense. Describing, like I said above, focuses solely on what's and is's. Explanations focus solely on the hows and the whys. That's the difference. Don't have to be a rocket scientist. That's the difference. It's a huge difference. It's a unfordable chasm between the two. There's kind of a big difference between describing something and explaining cause and effect, like actual hypothesis testing and experiments, right? Anyone can describe something. I can go down to the corner, average village idiot down there. He can describe something, right? Use any arbitrary language he can use to describe it. Is he a scientist? Watching heat flow from hot to cold, or gases flow from high pressure to low pressure, that's the second law of thermodynamics, by the way, isn't an experiment. It's merely observing a phenomenon. Have the laws of motion ever caused a single billiard ball to move across a table? And the laws of motion are wrong also. Newton, you're done. This story begins and ends at the first step of the scientific method. Is that science? Nope. But we can predict. Let me head back here for a second. I don't want to leave this. The laws of motion. Just because somebody says something's a law doesn't make it so. Just because somebody says or has in front of it a law does not make it so. As I said, the story begins and ends at the first step of the scientific method. Is that science? Nope. But we can predict, right? That's the next thing that's going to come out. Yeah, really. So, after observing heat flow from hot to cold a few billion times, that's second law of thermodynamics, without fail, you then scientifically predict, and genuflect, that if I set my scalding hot cup of coffee on the table for 20 minutes, it's going to get cooler? Wow, a seer. Thanks, Captain Obvious. You must be a scientist. Meanwhile, a complete moron at the beginning of time could have reached the same conclusion in a coma. Basket weaving is more scientific than scientific laws, which is a misnomer. They just throw the term scientific in front of the word law by mere fiat without any warrant whatsoever. It's a turkey squirrel scenario. I could just throw turkey in front of squirrel to call it a turkey squirrel, right? That's where we're at. Here's the game. Then what they do is, since heat flows from hot to cold always, describe it using equations, then pronounce from the rooftops, this is a scientific law, i.e. science, ahem, genuflect again. You see, this is second grade slick. It greases the skids for their propaganda efforts with Joe Coffey and Betty Breadmaker, the masses of the scientific illiterate public, to now put the term scientific in front of just about anything for veracity and validation. Right? Here's the poster children. Evolution, big bangs, multiverses, black holes, gravity, gravy waves, dark matter, spinning balls, ether. See the game? In conclusion, file 13, the term scientific with law as a belly laugher. It's incoherent. It doesn't fit. What they are simply, they are natural laws. Natural laws. End of presentation. Questions, comments?
Okay. Isn't a law basically a law until something proves it isn't a law? In which case it would become a natural law, basically.
Well, it has to become a law first, right?
If it was proven that it wasn't a law, then it wasn't a law in the first place.
Yep.
Exactly. So, right, you prove something to the contrary. Yeah, somebody can still call it a law, but yeah, that doesn't work because somebody broke it.
I see where you're going with this. Yes, if at any point in the future, after the law, natural law designation is given to it, if it is contradicted only just once in nature, then it's not a natural law.
Right.
Yep. I see where you're going with it. Yes, you're correct.
So Newton was very cute with his motion mechanics and all that. I've always appreciated what he did. But yeah, once you figure out that he basically doesn't account for the existence even of gas in his modeling, except maybe for friction, resistance like that, but he doesn't really account for it in a mechanical sense with the gravity concept, then yeah, you figure out it doesn't really work. It's incomplete.
Good. Thanks, Arwen. Betty, are you there or are you eating?
I was just putting my tray away, so.
Oh, you
I'm
already ate? You ate really quick then, huh?
Yeah, it's always nice to have a nice background noise to.
Background? Are you saying I'm background noise?
Well, the sweetest there is.
All right, go. You can go through and go from top. R1 already commented. You can go through top to bottom, Betty, if you feel so inclined.
Yeah.
You got the com.
Armistan? Yeah. Okay. Thanks. We got Armistan. Do you have anything to add?
Great presentation as usual. Loved it. Fully supported.
Oh, that's a dark voice.
He's got a low voice.
Because that's wow, nice voice.
Who's that? Barry White?
Oh, you could do that, I think.
Yeah, I figured you wouldn't mind that. Yeah.
We got Ryan's logic. Anything to add? Questions, maybe?
Hey Betty, hey QE. Well, I mean, the thing about it is that when it comes to natural laws, is that they are things that have to be the way they are. Otherwise, life couldn't exist as it does. So for things to be the way they are, they have to be in place and do exactly as they do. So there's no need to try to prove them because they just always have to be like that. Otherwise, things won't be like this. No, that's how I view it.
I'm not sure what you mean exactly. That right?
Go ahead, Arwen. Speak up.
Oh, yeah, I'm just saying, like, that is kind of what we use in our argumentation. We appeal to natural law and then describe, yeah, this situation can be because of natural law, but that doesn't necessarily make that specifically into a natural law. It's just how we use it. So I don't exactly understand. Maybe you could elaborate, you meant?
Brian?
Well, it's like this. Natural law, like when we talk about natural laws, they're the laws of nature. If hot didn't always go to cold and high didn't always go to low, for instance, so then things couldn't be the way they are. We wouldn't be able to exist. We need that to happen for the balance of our world to stay as it is. And we need that particular exact balance for life to exist as it does. So natural laws don't need to be proven. They just are there, because if they are not there, if things are not like that, then we won't exist. Not in this form.
Violated. Sorry to talk.
Well, okay, I
But
get
yeah,
your
but
point, but it still feels like it's more like a philosophy that you would conclude naturally. You know, it's not necessarily what makes it a natural law, but maybe I'm getting a little semantical here. Let's just move on.
I had a mind.
Oh, pedantical, not semantical. Sorry about that. I was on mute.
Oh, that's fine.
That's fine. Yeah. That's fine. Yep. Betty?
Yeah. We got chocolate.
We got chocolate. Then everything's all right then.
Yeah. That's
Well, alrighty then.
it's a wrap. Oh, sorry.
It's a wrap. Yep, it's a wrap for all that globe stuff. Well, yeah, I don't really have anything to add. I mean, Dewey basically broke it down, and it does seem as though we might have to focus sometimes a little bit more on the difference between something being a natural law and scientific law, which is doesn't make sense. Laws don't go through the scientific method. So, yeah, I mean, natural laws is just a description telling you what's happening in real life, in reality, in nature, right? You can't debunk nature. So the very fact of people trying to debunk a natural law, that makes no sense. Are you doing that? You know?
Don't know.
Where would they start? You know?
Exactly. So, yeah, man. I mean, other than that, good.
Thanks, chocolate.
Got Elijah F. Friedman, I think.
Yes. So yes, again, second law of thermodynamics, natural law, not something that you put through the scientific method for the days in the back, in the ether, very much.
Did you say the theys?
Yes, I did, and I put air quotes
Indeed,
around
he
it
did.
too.
Alrighty then.
Okay, we got Vlad Arthur. Write him again.
Yep. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
What's
It
up?
was a boomer moment for me for the first time. But yeah, I figured it out now. Anyways, Quantum Eraser, I'm a great fan of yours. And shout out to my fellow countryman Terret 3006 in the YouTube chat.
And
I
your
do not have
country?
any questions.
Your country is
I'm
what?
from India.
Again?
I'm from India.
Oh, you're from India. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
When it comes to okay, I have a small question. One question. So, do natural laws get modified? For example, QE always gives the reference of Newton's laws of motion, but then again, quantum mechanics, quantum physics proves them to be wrong. So, do natural laws also get modified, or are they prone to getting changed over a period of time?
No,
my
and
question.
when we're talking about they're falsified long before they ever get to quantum mechanics, because Einstein superseded everything from Newton, all of it, the laws of motion and gravity. So long before quantum mechanics arrived, Newton's laws were superseded. It's in their second. See, they're parroting the wrong pseudoscience, is what the problem is. But yes, in the end, quantum mechanics just clobbers them to death. Yep, you're correct.
And I don't know if it'll help you out, but being the fact that the laws, quote,
Yeah, they put the laws. We lost you there, Chocolate. Chocolate. Hey, Chocolate, drop in, drop out, come back in again, man. Go ahead, Flat Earther.
So, what can we say about Newton's laws of motions?
We
So
could-
don't they work in principle even today?
No, they've been falsified.
Don't we make use of them?
Let's see where they make use of them.
I mean, in mechanics,
In what?
in building mechanics, and building cars.
I'd just like somebody to go ahead and show me where they are, because I have, from many different references, secular references, that they are superseded by Einsteinian mechanics.
Yeah, but when we design, let's say we are designing a pulley, and we want to know how much weight is to be kept on the other end of the pulley.
Yeah.
So all those force calculations, don't they work on Newton's laws?
Force calculate. So F equal ma. We got a big problem with F equals ma.
No, but the laws of motion.
Yeah, one of those is F equal ma. It's a biggie.
So that's my question. Don't they work in case of a pulley?
I'm telling
We are
you that
designing.
I'm just saying that secular scientists that should know about these things say that they were all of his laws of motion were superseded. Do I have to post those? That's all I'm saying. And F equal ma is false. That's all
But we
I'm saying.
still have to use F equal to ma in order to design that pulley.
I don't know. It's not my claim. I'm saying they were all superseded, and the law of F equal ma is false, along with the universal law of gravitation. Was never true to begin with, but that's besides the point.
All right. Thanks.
You stay here afterwards, because I've got some admin here to do. Don't leave, and we'll go ahead and talk about it after the show, and I'll provide all those citations for you.
Yeah, sure, quantum eraser, but it's 2 a.m. here in India.
Oh, I'm sorry.
try to-
Listen, all right, hold on. Let me message you. Let's do this. I'll say hello.
Yeah.
That's why I'll have you.
We have friends on Discord. I've
Hello,
already sent you
Flat Earther. There you go. I just sent you a DM.
Yep.
After I'm done
Got
here,
that.
I'll go ahead and provide that through a personal message. How about that?
Thanks a lot, Kiwi. Means a lot, man.
Yeah, not a problem, man. Thank you.
Wow. Personal message from QE. That's great.
Don't take it too far.
Oh, okay.
And this is my first time talking to him.
Yep, you're good to go, Flat Earther. Thanks, man. I'll get back with you probably about 30 or 45 minutes, depending on how long the show goes. Okay?
Yeah, he'll be asleep then, probably.
Yeah, but he could see him tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Well, the 45 minutes.
Yeah,
Make a bunch.
he'll be good to go. Yep.
All right. Let's go to the next. Jin CBR1. Whatever.
And I found it very interesting, and I agree with Elijah, Chocolate, and Brian in that you can never violate nature's laws. It's the natural order of things. Don't be looking to violate, or you'll end up in a flat earth jail. Thanks very much.
Flat Earth jail.
It's called the woodshed. Oh, sorry.
Now, be careful. Natural. You said you can never violate natural laws, but you said you, and that means man. As soon as you bring intelligent agency into the mix, it has nothing to do with natural law anymore. So a better way, I'm just being pedantic, a better way is to state that natural law will never be violated by nature.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
How about that? No, that's a really good point. I'm glad you brought it up because I even do that, right?
Yeah.
And it's good to be specific. So thanks for that.
Yeah, I personally always thought that why don't we call it mechanical law? Because basically the physical and the supernatural natures of it and all. But yeah, that's really irrelevant. But it always felt like this is about the mechanics of things. You agree?
Mechanics of nature.
Yeah,
Mechanics of things where.
right. I always had a little bit of an issue like with the idea of calling it nature because nature to me is trees and flowers and animals walking around in forests and stuff. So, but yeah, I'll get over it.
Nature or natural is anything not made by man. How about that?
Can I go on to the
Yes.
next?
Yep.
Define make.
We got little G.
Touche.
Maybe he knows something about making stuff.
No, I don't have anything to say.
Okay, thanks. We got Rob Keane. He certainly has something to say.
Certainly.
Certainly, most assuredly. But not now. Okay, we got Salafi. Salavi.
Yeah, no, just another sublime presentation. Thank you very much. Just looking forward to the bit on refuting Newton's laws of motion. That'll be interesting. Looking forward to that. Thank you.
Yep.
Sublime. Good word.
Yeah, it is that's a $10,000 word right there. Acquiesce and sublime. I still put acquiesce a little bit higher than sublime, but you get 5 points.
All right, we got Sasha. Are you there? It might be because I didn't shout out his super chats yet. Could be that. And Sunny one to add, although your mic might be. Oh.
Sonny, we got you. I got you turned up all the way, man. And it's really low.
Is that better?
Much
Much better. Yep.
Hey, no, I was just saying I just like to be a good student and listen and get a little tune up on my understanding of things, and I appreciate it. Thanks.
Okay. And I got one new one, Benta Honky.
Bend the what?
Benta Honky. It's a new guy that, or woman maybe, that came into the chat. But it might be so new that they don't know how to work Discord.
Hey, Sasha said he was muted.
How?
How? What are you?
I unmuted
Indian?
him. I just unmuted him.
Go ahead, Sasha.
You still have to unmute yourself, buddy.
Yeah, I think he knows that. Let me send him a quick message. He sent me one.
Let me shout out the super chat.
Hello?
Oh, there he is.
Oh my god. I'm washing dishes.
You're washing dishes.
Yes. Not me, I'm putting in the dishwasher.
Yeah. So what's up, man? Any comments or questions, concerns?
No, I put everything in the super chat.
Oh, you put everything in there, so she's gonna read it out. Thanks, Sasha. Appreciate it.
Yeah, maybe that's a good time to go over those. Huh?
Yes.
So you got,
Always good to listen. Yeah, always nice to listen to you, QE. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
your presentations and everything. Yeah.
Thank you.
And if I need to give somebody links, I'm giving your link first one.
Link
That's for me,
sausage
like,
links.
your channel, because it's I think that for me you're on the top. Let's say number one.
Oh, I'm on the
Sausage
top.
links.
Number one. You hear that, Betty?
Oh, for me, but okay.
I sort of was deafened at that time.
I missed you yesterday evening because it was one guy so intelligent and so smart. He thought that he
Stop.
and 24/7. Yeah.
He will walk beside his shoes soon. Is a Dutch expression for being all NPD.
What did you say?
NPD.
NPD. Huh?
Look it up, people. Okay, let me shout out some super chat.
You mean non-political dialectic?
Whatever you want. So we got a super chat from Tony Whitcomb, and he says, "Happy Christmas, QE." He's giving you a Christmas bonus.
Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it, sir.
And we got Flat Earth 2017 Consciousness, and he says, "Grateful to be learning. Thanks, QE." And then we got one from Unitox Vemu, which is Sasha. And he says, if you watch water, it will boil. Simple.
Oh, that's what he had to say?
Yeah. Dot. Simple. Yeah.
Sweet. Thanks, man.
And another one from Sasha, and he says, and all that movements in a vacuum. Dot. Gorgeous. Okay. And then we got one from Miggy from 24/7.
Miggy!
And he says, keep on chugling. And then a box.
See? He even knows it. You didn't know it? Thanks, Miggy. See, Betty? He even knows chug. Keep on chugling.
Chugling?
Shout out to Miggy.
Yeah, you guys made that up. That sort of information
No,
between
we didn't make that. No, we didn't. Don't rumpus me. It's keep on chugling. Banana down. Down. See, I didn't make that up. That just came right out. I didn't make it up. It's established. It's natural law.
All right. I don't know. I still don't know what it is.
Well, start a Googling a chugling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. Go ahead
about that.
Go ahead.
I said I will philosophize about that.
You'll philosophize and theologize about it.
See, I can make up words.
Yes, you can. You do often.
Yeah.
So your final thoughts on the subject on you've been exposed to this for many years. Your final thoughts on just generally the scientific method subject.
Scientific method. It's a strict method, and if you use it strictly, it will give you good results. And it is a science that doesn't change because it is what it is. And many people try to science concepts, I suppose, and natural laws, and you can't do that because God created them at a certain point with a reason, and there might be some things that we never ever know about or will know about in this lifetime. That's why God is greater than us, and we can't be gods here.
Agreed. Is that it, Betty? Is that all you got?
I think, yeah, leaving things with God is always the best thing to do.
Amen. I totally agree. All right, we're gonna wrap it up, guys. Thanks for coming to the panel members and the audience. I may do this presentation more often. I'll probably tweak it a little bit. I'll add stuff and take away, so we're not going over, the same material, but the main themes will stay the same. And like everyone's been saying, see, I used to say, I've done this, these science presentations over and over and over again. right? And I was getting, I was telling some people on the staff that I've done it so many times. I mean, it should be getting boring to people, but they were quick to spout up like Arwen did, that says he needs to hear it over and over and over again. So I'm going to keep going with this. Mainly, maybe every 2 weeks or so, I'll bust out a science presentation just to remind everyone what it actually is. And like we were talking about before, no, not only for you, but for you to recognize if somebody's making mistakes or trying to pull the wool over your eyes. So, like I said, I'm going to probably do this presentation more often. So, hey, thanks for coming, guys. I hope you got a lot out of it. So remember, take no prisoners. No quarter will be asked. None shall be given. And remember, I'll be back.